Okay, you can only see that if you're on YouTube. But hi, how you doing?
Sup,
We're back
motherfuckers. Sup,
again.
sup, sup.
Dude. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Sup, dude. Hey, dude.
Dude.
Hey, dude. So
Saw,
rad.
bro. Saw, bro.
Bro. All right, man. So, last time we got
hinted.
into how Miss Frizzle was like eye candy.
Yeah. In a weird, like,
No, I'm with you. I'm with
in
you.
a weird way.
Yeah, Miss Frizzle was the shit though. Like I consider Miss Frizzle an OG. Like she's for sure an OG.
That list is long though, bro.
Of OGs?
Yes.
Ooh, I want to know. I want to know what's on the Brandon list of OGs when it comes to cartoons.
Like, well, I let's say television shows from our childhood.
Okay. Okay.
We're not going to just. I mean, yes. Are we going to be talking about a lot of cartoons? Absolutely, without a doubt. But there's a couple honorable mentions in there that at least I know I started young and we're just. I mean, Bill Nye the Science Guy. Let's get it at least.
Bill.
Right.
Yeah, dude.
Like
Bill Nye was awesome. Okay, do you remember? Because not a lot of people remember this. Do you remember Beakman's World?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, okay.
Absolutely.
I used to love Beakman's World, and it was only because it was like the stranger version of Bill Nye, because Bill Nye was like legit science, right?
Like you actually, I think they showed that to us in science class as well.
Yeah, they did. But yeah, like I remember Beakman's World, and Beakman's World was like weird in general. Yeah. Like, okay, I wish, and maybe I need to find it. I need to watch Beakman's World in a not sober state, because I've only seen Beakman's World in a sober state as a kid.
And congratulations, man, because it's all over YouTube.
I'm happy. I'm happy you found it. I'm happy you were able to locate it.
Yeah, no, we found it.
Okay, so you have okay, so you have Bill Nye. Who else?
Yep. I mean, we gotta throw Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in there.
Oh no, for sure.
That was big. Family Matters. Well, Steve Urkel.
Yeah.
Like that's what I mean. Like some of the sitcoms too, we got to throw in there with the cartoons. But funny story, man. My favorite cartoon in the world, watched every single one I ever could. Watched probably more than a lot of people. Freaking Tom and Jerry.
Dude, Tom and Jerry's the shit. And okay,
I could still watch Tom and Jerry.
Me too. Except that, like, I don't like the new ones.
Mm-mm.
But I love.
I'm talking about like 91.
Yeah. The old ones are awesome, dude. Tom and Jerry was like,
that was up on the list.
It was definitely up on the list, right? And then again, like you had like the wish list version, which was Coyote and the Roadrunner. Like that was okay, right? Like that was funny, but it wasn't as but it wasn't as funny as fucking Tom and Jerry. Yeah,
it was like I remember the Roadrunner stuff being like quick little like 2-3 minute things on Saturday morning cartoons, like not a full episode dedicated to just Tom and Jerry. Like that, it was definitely a lot better in my opinion. I'm a Tom and Jerry guy. You could be a Roadrunner guy. Listen. I'm okay.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna veer this off for a minute because I have to talk about this. So right now I'm drinking out of a mason jar and I have a straw in it, right?
Oh boy.
And I'm like watching myself drink out of said straw. You know that there's like no real like thug way or like a hood way to drink out of a straw. Like
it's hard. It's hard to keep
look at me. Like look at me. Like you can't drink out of a straw and be like hood. You just can't.
Well, see, if you want to be OG, triple OG,
you gotta go with Liquid Death.
You go with Liquid Death, water in a can, and it kind of looks like you're drinking a tall boy of OE. To be quite honest,
maybe I'm
like,
doing it wrong.
I feel like I'm ready for a DUI, or at least a DUI stop. Like,
oh my god,
no,
that's
officer, that's not a Miller Lite. That is a liquid death water.
Because that's gonna go better. Like it's gonna be
Yeah.
like, oh sure, okay,
Oh, okay, water.
yeah,
We're good.
water, yeah, okay. But it looks like it's in a beer can.
Come
So.
talk to me about that on the outside of the car.
Right, right. How about you come to the station?
Why don't we go take a little ride?
Yeah, let's. You look like you want to pay attention or pay a visit to the station. Let's go talk about it.
Can you blow in this?
Then.
It's hot. I just want to cool it down. Just
Right.
blow in this until I say stop.
Until I say stop. Oh my god, dude.
It's the
That's
only part
awesome.
of a DUI stop that sounds like a bad porn in the 80s.
It does. Oh my god, yeah, it does. It totally does. So okay, sorry, I derailed that. But
Okay,
sorry,
we're coming
we're
back.
We're back. Okay. So Tom and Jerry was definitely awesome. Like I also like all of the Hanna-Barbera type of cartoons, right? So like we're talking about like fuck, the Jetsons, Flintstones, fuck,
There was
I
a
can't
couple.
There's a lot. There was a lot, man.
Yeah.
Hanna-Barbera has like a ton, and I can't think of any right now. But I pretty much watch anything Hanna-Barbera. Anything. I don't even care what it was. I remember watching it hardcore.
Oh yeah, Scooby.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh man, I had to look it up myself because I was like, what? The Pink Panther, bro.
Oh, I forgot about the Pink Panther. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
of them. God damn.
Dude, Hanna-Barbera had like
That's a lot.
No, dude, they had that shit on lock. Lock for a long time, dude. I mean,
God.
They had
well, like there's the ones that you remember right off the rip, but then I'm looking at the at like a tribute one picture of every single character, and I'm like, God damn,
I know there's a lot, right? Yeah,
right.
Dude, it's crazy how many characters. I mean, like, okay, Two Stupid Dogs. I didn't even realize that was Hanna-Barbera, and I used to love that show.
See, that was the best though. We didn't care. We just knew what we liked.
That's exactly it, dude. Look, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Oh yeah.
Casper and the Space Angels.
Yogi Bear.
Oh, Dexter's Laboratory?
Absolutely.
Dude, I love Dexter's Laboratory.
I love Dexter's Laboratory, man. Science was a big deal for me when I was a kid.
I agree. Me too.
I maybe just coming to that realization, but
like just now in the show.
Yeah, like I just figured that out thanks to our cartoon commentary.
Johnny Bravo was the shit.
Oh yes.
Johnny Quest. Except Johnny Quest was like a little too serious for me.
I wasn't a huge Johnny Quest fan.
Yeah, I wasn't either. Like it was all right, but
I wasn't even really a huge Johnny Bravo fan, but I still watched it all the time.
Oh, Powerpuff Girls? I didn't know that was Hanna-Barbera too, dude.
Me neither.
Dude, that's crazy. They have a lot.
Yeah.
I
would say Flintstones would be a big one for me.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Flintstones, no doubt. And Scooby-Doo too.
Popeye was like awesome if you just wanted to like take a nap.
Absolutely.
Like you just wanted to have
that was a nap time. That was a nap time show.
Oh, absolutely. Dude, like okay, nap time shows for sure were like Matlock.
Yes.
Popeye,
Magnum PI.
Magnum PI.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Magnum PI.
Absolutely. I also, like the other thing too that was like a nap show for me. I don't know why, but it was Hawaii 5-0. Yes. I'm talking about the original Hawaii.
The OG, not the current.
The original. Yeah.
No, absolutely.
That was definitely nap.
I think that was our cue to nap when the adults were like, I can't watch another cartoon.
Right. Yeah,
and
exactly.
They turn on some Matlock or something. Like, you're a kid, you'll figure it out. Go to sleep.
Murder She Wrote.
Here comes some Murder She Wrote.
Mm-hmm. No, dude, but
or
like
any Charles Bronson movie.
That's fact. That's fact.
Maybe a little Walker Texas Ranger.
Dude, okay. So speaking of TV shows, again, this I
They're
think
all coming back, by the way.
this episode's gonna be all over the place. But okay, yesterday I was reading about conspiracy theories, and there was one conspiracy theory that I had not heard, and this is about Malcolm in the Middle. Did you know that there's a conspiracy that Malcolm in the Middle was actually a show about a black family, but they were being portrayed by a white family because they couldn't get the network stations to buy in on their on the premise of the show if it had a black family. So they made it into a white family, and like some of the things that they talk about in the show are like minority related. Again, I've never seen Malcolm in the Middle like that. Like I've seen a few episodes, but I can't.
It wasn't a big one for me either, so I
Right.
can't look back and say I can actually provide any knowledge on this.
Right. But like I found that very interesting because again, like I thought by that time, like black shows or minority shows weren't a thing that like was frowned upon, right? Like I mean, like
Right.
you know, like you already had like you mentioned some of them, right? Like
Family Matters,
Family Matters, yeah, Fresh Prince, Good Times, Cosby's, like that shit was all over the place. So like the minority shows were already there.
I do know that some people felt like it was very like, it was kind of racist how it was done. I know people have made that comment before, even the shows we just talked about. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. I look at it this way. I'm not racist, so I don't dwell on it. Like, that's the best I can do. Like, I don't appreciate racism. I don't deal with it.
What was that saying that we were talking about before? Oh yeah, that's right. With all due respect, fuck you. Yourself. Yeah, go fuck yourself for being a racist asshole. Right. No, but I'm with you. I'm with you that like some of these shows, but it's funny because like some of these shows, I watched as a kid, and like some people do not. Like for example, like I said, like Good Times. That was something I watched regularly. Like that wasn't even
all
like
the time.
Yeah. But like again, I don't know if it was because of the neighborhood I grew up in. I don't know what it was, but I definitely had that like very like it was very available. Like it wasn't like I had to like go hunt for it. It was there. It was on a regular TV screen. So but yeah, like I definitely grew up with those. The thing that like I never did a lot of was the whole time period when they did like the TGIF, like they did like the Boy Meets World, and like I didn't do any of that shit.
I didn't. Maybe if it was raining.
Right.
That's the period of my life where I was outside.
Right.
Not in the house.
Right.
I would ride miles on my bike. Like daily.
No, you're right. You're right. Like
we would go to other towns.
No, you're right. Like I definitely only saw those on the rainy day. But I don't know what it was. Like that just didn't appeal to me. Like and again, right, like there was nothing wrong with it. It just wasn't my jam. Now, when Nickelodeon started hopping, I was all over that. Legends of the Hidden Temple, Guts.
The game show era of Nickelodeon.
Yes.
The game show era, period, though, bro.
Double Dare.
Like, Double Dare. American Gladiator.
Oh my god, dude! American Gladiator was awesome.
Dude, with the little Nerf cannons, like
yes,
it was badass. That was like the coolest part of Saturday morning.
Dude, absolutely. Like you wanted to be an American Gladiator.
Oh, absolutely. Dude, I wanted to hit somebody with like a Nerf thing so bad my entire life.
I know, I'm with you. No, American Gladiator was the shit. I forgot all about that. But no, like I was definitely very heavy into Nickelodeon because this is where like a lot of people split, right? Like our age, they either went to Cartoon Network, right, or they went to Nickelodeon. So for me, it was definitely Nickelodeon. Like I remember watching
Rugrats.
Oh my god, yes, dude. Okay, hands down, one of my favorite characters of all time is Reptar from the Rugrats. Like, I love Reptar, dude. I don't know what it is. Love Reptar.
That's
Um,
hilarious.
but yeah, like Rugrats, Doug,
Oh,
um, uh,
even into Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
oh yeah, dude. Ed, Ed, and Eddie is awesome. It is awesome.
I
Still to
definitely
this day.
went more towards. I did not go in the Cartoon Network direction at all.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, like I watched
Once
some
in
of
a
them, but
while,
right.
but not regularly. I was definitely Nickelodeon.
Right, same here. Like from Cartoon Network, I remember watching like Courage, the Cowardly Dog.
Yep.
That show was awesome. But like that's really about it.
It,
Like I mean like and like later on, like I'm a huge fan of Adventure Time. Which is funny because like a lot of people tell me that I need to watch God, what's that new show? It's not new, but it's kind of newish. Pickle Rick. What the fuck is that show called? To the Googles.
oh, you know me too well.
Oh, Rick and Morty. Rick and
Rick
Morty.
and Morty. Yeah, I've been told that myself, but I don't know.
Yeah, like I can't get into it. Like I've tried a couple times and I just can't get into it. Um but yeah, man, like I just enjoyed everything that was Nickelodeon at the time. I mean, like anything that Nickelodeon was putting out, like I was watching. I mean, like, Hey Dude, Salute Your Shorts.
Me being a Nickelodeon guy is what makes the fact that I could never take fucking Nick Cannon's career seriously.
That's
Sorry.
true.
Well,
Sorry,
not
Nick
as
Cannon.
sorry, Nick Cannon. Not like, dude. I think the guy's a better comedian than he is a rapper. Like,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like,
Yeah.
dude, Wildin' Out is crazy. It's one of the funniest shows on television. So I don't want to. I don't want to just
Shit on him.
completely shit on him.
But you are. But you are.
But I will shit on his rap career just like everybody else in the world.
No, I'm with you, man. Like I agree that like I can't take Nick Cannon's rap career seriously because of that. I mean,
Bow Wow
also
was kind of like that too.
Bow Wow was like that. You're right. You're right. But also like Nick Cannon, like, you know, he got fucking destroyed by Eminem. So like, you know, it's who cares? Who cares about Nick Cannon?
Right. What were we talking
But
about again?
yeah, exactly, right. But no, like shows, man, shows in general. Like, again, like
Dude, I mean, I definitely watch the Power Rangers a lot too.
oh yeah, dude. Okay. You know what was awesome about the Power Rangers? I never put this together until recently when I saw a documentary on the Power Rangers. Okay. I never knew that footage. I know. I never knew that footage was actually Japanese footage that they took, right? And the only thing that they recorded was the high school scene. Yeah. The high school scenery. And then everything else was dubbed and used from other TV shows that they like legit stole. So I forget his name. What his name? Like Saban. His last name was Saban or something like that. The creator. That dude is a fucking genius, man, for making that happen. Because like he didn't have to have any real acting, and he didn't need to
Not
have
only that,
any.
it was so like you gotta imagine too the cost of everything. Like
Yes.
if you could take an episode that would normally cost you $100,000 an episode and make it cost you $30,000 an episode, you're fucking millionaire.
Oh, absolutely. No, he killed it, dude. He killed it. But yeah, I love the Power Rangers. I mean, like I saw
Teenage
like,
Mutant Ninja Turtles.
oh fuck yeah, come on,
Dude, that was my shit. I do
still
like the
love.
movies. I still like the movies. I liked it when they did the even the newer movies. I still liked it. It wasn't the greatest. The storyline was a little bit whack, but I still love the fact that I watched it.
Are you a Leonardo, or are you more like
I gotta lean towards Donatello.
That's what I figured. I figured that would be you, either Leonardo or Donatello.
Yeah.
I'm a Raphael person.
I could see that.
Yeah, I'm definitely a Raphael person. But no, man, definitely Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were the shit. X-Men.
Oh, see, X-Men, I was more of a Superman guy.
All right, I'm gonna hang up on you. Goodbye.
As he sips out of his straw, ladies and gentlemen.
No, okay. Look, man. The thing with Superman is that like he's too fucking powerful. And the only downside is a fucking rock. Like,
Yeah,
you
I got
realize
you.
that like I'm sorry, Superman, he's from like the hood, right? And like his only downside is crack cocaine. Like that's his downfall. It's crack cocaine.
Well, I mean, this magical thing called kryptonite actually showed up just about as often as cocaine.
See what I mean? See what I mean? So like,
I mean, are you trying to start like a little bit of a conspiracy theory here?
Hey, I may be.
I think you just dropped a penny in the bucket, sir. I think you may have just dropped the penny in the bucket.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. Superman's
Sorry, I had to
only
do the Cosby impression.
Superman's only downfall was crack cocaine. Like seriously, like that.
And his name was actually just Stan.
Right. Stan. Dude, okay, but that was my problem with Superman is the fact that like the dude was just too powerful. Like, come on,
Yeah,
man.
but dude, the X-Men, like the Wolverine thing wasn't cool until they had the Wolverine movie. Until Hugh Jackman was Wolverine. That's when it became cool to me. Like,
okay,
don't get me wrong, it was cool, but like
because I loved X-Men. But then again, I also grew up with comic books. Like I love comic books, and like that was one of the things that like I never really shared with anybody until like actually it wasn't until my teenage years that I shared with anybody. But like I used to love comic books, so anything that came on that was like Marvel, I was like fucking eating it up because of the fact that that's what I was reading, right? So seeing those things come to life was huge. But I think maybe that's why I never really got into like the Superman and even Batman. Like I wasn't a huge Batman fan growing
I
up.
was
Like
never a huge Batman fan.
it wasn't until like the Dark Knight that came out that then I was like, oh my god, this fucking character is fucking awesome. But yeah, man, I could not get into Superman for some reason.
I don't know. I was kind of the same way with X-Men. Is that I just couldn't really get into it. I don't know why. I mean, I honestly think is the only exposure I really had to comic books. I don't even remember who it was that like introduced me to it, but they kind of like I was super interested, but at the same time like super scared because it was put in my head early that these comic books are worth money. So I was like, oh, I don't want to screw it up and you know, like it stayed in its sleeve, like under my bed. Like, you know what I mean? I think it was a Superman comic. Like, I don't think it was one of the Marvel comics.
That's funny. I and maybe that's the difference because like when I grew up, like I like comic books, so I bought them and like I mean I kept them in their sleeve. Like dude, I didn't really have like a true childhood. Like most of my toys, like I had, but I really didn't play with them. Like I kept them more as collectibles than anything else. I mean, like you can ask my parents. Like my mom still has toys from when I was little that are still in boxes, because I never played with them. So I think that's how it was for comic books with me, right? Is the fact that like I never knew how valuable they were. I just bought them, right? And then like I kind of like let them go after I read them, but I never really carried the feeling of what the value was for those things. So maybe that's why I didn't really get into some of these other ones, like Superman, like I said, Superman, Batman, anything DC comics. Like I was never really big into.
Yeah.
So
I mean, just to go off on a little bit of a tangent, maybe it shows. I don't know about you, but I was brought up that like everything like that was worth money. Like almost like I think I was poor enough that everybody that it was kind of like, oh, that's expensive.
Yeah.
Dude, I kept my soccer trophy for like 9 years because I thought it was like gold. real.
You could trade it in.
Right. Like, oh, this is going to be worth $1 million one day when I'm a famous soccer player. I played soccer like once. Like,
I played soccer once. No, but maybe maybe there is some merit to that, you know, that could be the difference between why it is that we saw comic books so differently, right? But either way, like, you know, getting back into the TV shows, right? Like I remember like so for a little while we also didn't have cable. So I relied a lot on like public television. So there was this show, and like not a lot of people have seen this show. I used to love it, but it was called Zoom, and it was based out of Canada. It was a Canadian show where these kids would like, they were like anywhere from maybe like 9 to about 17, and they would kind of like talk about things that were happening with them, and then they would kind of do like challenges within the show. It was like the early stages of like true TV, like reality TV, that wasn't chaotic, right? Because like at the time you also had you know, if you're talking about chaotic reality TV shows, you had like shit that was on MTV, right? Like Road Rules, and what was the one where they lived together? Real World.
Real World and Road Rules, where they're in the
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like, you know, like those were the early stages of that. So I used to watch that a fuck ton. And then I also used to watch Arthur a lot.
Oh yes, Arthur.
Yeah, Arthur was awesome.
I watched a lot of Maryland Public Television when I was growing up, and it was
Me
a
too.
lot of the same stuff because we didn't have cable. Like I can vaguely remember getting cable. I think it was late middle school. Like,
yeah, same here.
Maybe right at the beginning, like right going into high school was the first time I ever
Same
had
here.
cable. Like,
Same
and
here.
it was a lot of Maryland Public Television. I mean,
Well, and the only reason why I got cable was because like I mean, shit, don't come after me, Comcast. But like we used to have like the little black boxes. Do you remember those?
yeah.
But like you could get like every fucking channel ever. So you paid for basic cable, and then you got like all
Everything
the
in the
channels.
world.
Yeah.
And you know, every Comcast guy that came to your house, if you gave him like $50, he would put one on there, right?
Oh, he would hook it up.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. But no, like I remember not having cable for the longest time. So Arthur was definitely something that I watched on public TV. Did you guys ever have on Maryland Public TV? Do you remember this show called Pappy's Land or something like that? And this motherfucker like colored.
Yeah.
And like he would wear like an old overall, and then he would draw on the show, but then he would also color. And like every day he would end his show with like, he would look at the clock, and then he'd be like, oh, look at that, it's a quarter to orange. And like and then like he would be like, okay, it's time to go, kids. And then like he would teach you how to clean up and like all this other shit. Dude, that was quality TV.
Yeah,
that was quality TV.
Quality TV.
It was shitty camera work, but quality TV. Like it taught me a lot. But yeah, like public television was definitely something that I relied heavily on.
I mean, that was my first introduction to Bob Ross, man.
Oh,
Maryland Public Television. It was kind of along the same lines, but a little bit more advanced, I guess. That was more.
No, it was like the next level, right? Like
Like
once you got
Bob Ross was like once you actually learned what you were doing, like
happy little trees,
happy little trees,
happy little. You know what?
This right over here.
I think Bob Ross was trying to teach us how to get on that ganj. You know,
dude, Bob Ross is making a comeback right now, and I think that's what's going on, folks.
Hey,
see, you know, Bob Ross everything pop up,
dude. Okay, also Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Yes,
that was the shit. Mr. Rogers was the shit. Fuck, I am trying to think of anything else that was like on public TV that like killed it.
Motor Trend.
I don't know, like the magazine.
Yeah, it was filmed in Maryland.
Really? I never saw that.
It started on Maryland Public Television, I believe, and then it's gone like more than that.
No way.
Way more than that. I mean, it could have been way more than that to begin with, and I just didn't realize when I was a kid. But yeah, they did a lot of it back by like the Oregon Trail,
Oh,
Lock
no
Raven
way.
Reservoir, or not Oregon Trail, Oregon Ridge.
Oregon Ridge.
What's
Okay,
the
yeah.
main?
I'm like the
Trying to take
Oregon
it back.
Trail's the game.
Right.
I'm like,
Oregon
damn,
Ridge.
that's quite the crossover there, bro.
So the Timonium area.
um, no, it's funny, man. Like, there's so many TV shows that like are coming to mind. Some of them, like I said, you may have not heard of, so like I don't even bring them up. But some of them, like, definitely made an impact in me. Like,
Yeah.
I definitely like. There's some that I fucking hate, like Barney. I hate that motherfucker. But I used to watch it. I used to watch it. But now, like, I fucking hate that bitch. I hate him.
Yeah, but do you remember there was a significant time, and I remember being in that time. I don't remember when the transition happened, but where you would scroll through TV until you got to any cartoon.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, you, as long as it wasn't like real people, you were watching.
Oh, no, you're absolutely right. 100%.
And then at somewhere you made that transition to where you started watching something else.
Mhm.
But I can't pinpoint that in my life. I didn't watch a whole lot of TV. Sometimes
So
I
like,
did, but
so you're saying that like you started out by like watching something that had a cartoon feature with it, and then
right.
there was a point in your life where you stopped, and then you transition into something else. Is that what you're saying?
Well, until you like move on to other things. Like, you start watching regular movies. Like, I don't know if it's like 4 years old, 5 years old, somewhere in there, where you start watching like regular TV shows and whatnot. I mean, now it's a lot different, but I just remember the thought of, I'm going to keep going till I see something that looks like a cartoon. Like,
That's funny that you mentioned that, because like I don't know if I had that. Like, I don't recall having something like that where like I had a
maybe I
natural.
had access to the remote earlier. I don't know.
Maybe
Because
I don't.
don't get me wrong, that was a very sacred thing, because I don't think we had a remote when we first had TV.
You were the remote.
Yeah,
You were the
I
remote.
was the remote.
Yeah, they would just
I
be like,
learned how
"Hey,
to
little
take-
Brandon, go change the channel."
Right, change the channel.
Um,
Hit that button until it says 24.
did you ever have the TV where you had to like turn it to like 0 and then you could change the top lever?
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. Like I also like I watched a lot of wrestling.
I did
wrestling.
too. So hang on, because like my life has a clear divide when it comes to that. Like, I was with my mom's side of the family all week long, and a lot of weekends I went with my dad's side of the family. Now, with my dad's side, I watch wrestling every weekend. But then, like, with my mom's side of the family, I never did.
Oh, like they didn't let you, or like
they didn't believe in it. I don't know.
See that, like I was allowed to watch wrestling, except when like the pay-per-view shit would happen. Like that's when like my mom would just kind of be like, I don't know about that, because like, you know, at that point, like
that was like $50.
Right. But remember, black box.
Right.
So like, but
you
like,
want to blow up the cable spot.
Right. But she wouldn't, but she wouldn't let you. She wouldn't let me watch that. Like, she would just be like, I don't know about that. Like, you can watch it on regular, like when it used to come on USA, right? Like, she let me watch that.
Oh yeah, when they would play it back, like 9 years later.
Right. But she wouldn't.
You're watching WrestleMania from 4 years ago.
Right. Exactly.
But
yeah.
No, I remember that too. I distinctly remember I was legal. I had a driver's license before I saw the first like any wrestling pay-per-view. Just because we never, even at my dad's house, we just never bought them.
Which you know, it's fucking funny because like I used to watch boxing all the time. Like as a kid, I
didn't watch a lot of boxing. I do remember
really?
my dad taking me to I think he took me out to dinner at a bar that was playing WrestleMania. You know what I mean? Because that was a big deal too. Is like there was a bar somewhere that had WrestleMania on.
Exactly.
And
so
I can distinctly remember being like sitting at like a high top table in the back. Like,
see, and I remember those
WrestleMania.
too. And that's like I remember that. Like, and I remember like watching boxing a lot. Like boxing was like But my mom never said anything about boxing. Like, and it was the weirdest thing because I obviously like wrestling is all scripted, right? Like,
Right.
you know, in
Boxing's totally
boxing,
different.
yeah, boxing is like you're actually
Two
getting
dudes
your
beating
ass
the
whooped.
shit out of each other.
Yeah, but I like they had no problem with that. But no, like I watched that a lot. Watch boxing. I've always watched a lot of sports.
Ton of sports.
Yeah,
Dude,
sports.
we watch
Everything.
baseball every day.
Yeah, we did too.
That's the one thing that I, as an adult, I find it hard for me to really get into baseball anymore.
Oh, because of the fact that like you watched it so much as a kid.
Oh my god!
So we watched a lot of
It's
soccer.
it's a tough schedule because it's a lot of games,
Mm-hmm.
and like my grandfather was a diehard Orioles fan, so we watched the games.
That okay? So then you watched the games, and then you felt heartbroken every fucking time because the Orioles suck.
No, when I was a kid, Cal Ripken was on the
No,
Orioles.
Cal Ripken was the shit, but that was it.
Bro, I remember driving by that dude's house, like thinking, like I know where he lives, right? Like thought I was a badass.
Yeah. No, like it's funny, man, because like we watched a lot of soccer. That was the thing that like, dude, soccer all year round. Like no matter what league it was, we were watching it.
Dude, DC United was my team. I'm just saying.
No, dude, back. No, but seriously, back
they had
then,
the most badass jerseys in the whole.
That's the thing. Okay, back then, MLS was the shit, dude. Like, so, like, you know, Major League Soccer for the US, I thought was awesome. Like, and again, I haven't followed MLS in these past, like, you know, 5 years, so I have no idea what's really happening. Like, I obviously see.
I haven't followed it in the last 15, but
yeah, so like,
DC United was my team.
Right, like, and I used to enjoy those because at the time, like, it was still a fresh new league, and you still had like players that were coming in that were like bending the rules a little bit, which was like pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, DC United was the shit. Watched them a lot. But yeah, going back to like TV shows, man, like another TV show that really got me through my childhood was oh my god, what is it? Lambs play along? No, pork chops play along.
Lamb chop.
Yeah, lamb chop. But what was the name of the show?
To the Google.
To the Google. Damn, what was the name of the show?
Lamb chops play along.
Okay, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to watch lamb chops play along a lot. Like anytime they came on, I watched it. And it's funny because
a lot, but that lady kind of scared me at the same time.
Okay, but that was what I'm gonna say. Like, I think that lady, I almost feel that like Miss Frizzle was designed after that lady.
I would agree, 150%.
Like, I mean, redhead, curly redhead. Like, she looks like knockoff a Wish version.
Sherry Lewis.
Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah. She looks like a Wish version.
Wish.com, Sherry Lewis.
Yes, exactly.
Without a doubt, man.
Dude, that's so funny.
Dude, we can't go to Lamb Chop without talking about like the Golden Girls.
Oh yeah,
that whole era.
The whole era of old people.
Of old people. But see, I think that's where that show was even relatable to us kids because we all had our grandmothers around or
absolutely.
Like our aunts or whatever, and they would like. You could hear them say any of the things that were said on this TV show.
Oh, absolutely. I 100% agree. Did you watch MacGyver?
Oh yeah,
dude, MacGyver was huge. Okay,
MacGyver was. I wanted to be MacGyver when I grew up.
Dude, me too. And like,
I carried the little Swiss Army pocket knife every day and everything.
Right.
Like, bro,
dude, I don't know if it was like my family or what. But MacGyver was fucking huge in the Spanish community, bro.
Really?
Yes. Everybody loved MacGyver. Everyone.
Wow.
Like and the thing is that like we all said it like in Spanish, right? Because we're all like MacGyver. MacGyver.
Did you watch the MacGyver?
Yeah, did you watch the MacGyver? You said it French.
Whatever. It all starts to...
No, I like it though. MacGyver. But no, like, we always watch MacGyver.
What about the A-Team?
Oh yeah. Oh,
we got to
yeah.
throw that in there, and then like we got to go back to Magnum PI
Oh,
because
yeah.
that was right in that same mash.
You know why? Yes.
Gilligan's Island,
Oh
like
my
come
God,
on, bro.
dude. Okay, you know
These are
why?
just flowing back. Just so
You
you
know
know,
why
I had no idea 10 minutes
you
ago.
know why the A team? This is I'm gonna have to like throw in that's racist. Because like the A team, bro, they had a van and they only had 5 people in there. Do you realize that if it was brown people, we would have had like a ton of people in there, a ton of people.
Ladies and gentlemen, please forgive us for that. That's racist comment.
Brought to you by Jar and a Straw.
Brought to you by the gentleman drinking out of the straw.
But no, man, like seriously, like the A Team was definitely a show that I loved. I just love the character development on that was like I think the variety is what it was. The variety of the characters is what it was that like made it awesome.
Absolutely. Let's take a pause and go on a brief tangent real quick because I don't know if you know this, but a lot of these shows have come back. Like a lot.
But they're
Like
not as good.
some of them are not as good.
Okay,
I've
like I
actually
know
gotten into the Magnum PI.
okay, I have not seen the new Magnum PI.
You need to look at that. That's a good one.
Okay,
It's
okay,
it's similar enough yet different enough. Does
okay.
that make sense?
Yeah.
And then Walker, Texas Ranger.
Oh, okay, but
That one's actually good. But
the
it's
new one?
just called Walker and it's different. It's not the same, but it is, but that was another one that I thought was good.
Okay, but is it based off of Chuck Norris's character, or is it like
Yes and no. It's
okay,
not Chuck Norris. I was slightly disappointed that he wasn't in the show at all.
okay, but it is based on his character.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so it's like a younger version of
Yeah.
okay,
A
okay,
younger modern version.
got it. All right, I'm gonna have to check that out because I have not seen the
He still
new.
drives a Dodge Ram pickup too.
I have not seen that, and I haven't seen Magnum PI. Like I've seen obviously Hawaii 5
Y50.
I've seen the new one. That was okay.
Okay ones.
I've
Some of them are
seen
corny as hell.
yeah, the A Team, the movie. I didn't like
Oh,
that.
I wasn't.
And I like Bradley Cooper, by the way. I think Bradley Cooper's awesome. But I didn't like the movie. I'm trying to think of like other shows. I know that they're coming back with like the Fresh Prince,
I heard about
right?
that.
Oh, they also
I'm intrigued.
me too. They brought back well not brought back. They kind of spun off the Girl Meets World, right? Like from Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
That
Yep.
Full
Yeah.
House,
The Fuller House thing I never
yeah,
watched. Full
that's what I'm
House back
saying.
in the day
No,
though.
Full House was
definitely
awesome.
banging.
Right.
I can't believe we didn't mention that sooner.
I agree. Yeah, Full House is awesome. Fuller House, and then but here's the thing, man. Like, do you think that in today's age, Full House would have worked, or do you think that people would have looked at like fucking Stamos and Uncle Jesse? No, Uncle Jesse was Stamos. Who was the other uncle?
Dave Coulier.
Yeah, but what was his name? Anyways,
we all know who he is.
Yeah, we all know who he is.
Bob Saget.
Like, and Bob Saget. Rest in peace. But like,
dirtiest comedian ever.
Yeah, facts.
Which
but
blew
like,
me away, by the way.
Oh, me too. But do you think that like that could work now, or people are gonna be like, that's a little
awkward?
Yeah.
It would definitely have to be different, but I can honestly see there's a lot of real life situations like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's like normal today.
Yeah.
You know, whole families kind of occupying one house that may or may not be broken up into apartments.
Fair. Okay. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It would have to be spun in a little bit of a different scenario, maybe. But I mean, shit. Like, if it was that expensive in San Francisco in the 90s,
yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point.
I wouldn't want to be there today.
That's a good point. Like they're gonna have it set in Detroit.
Yeah.
No, dude, like Full House is definitely awesome.
Emergency 911.
What was Emergency 911?
You never watched that with William
No,
Shatner?
no.
Are you serious?
Emergency 911?
That was like the first cops ever, almost. Like it was,
Seriously?
but it wasn't just cops. It was fire department, paramedics, the whole 9 yards. Like,
I've never seen that.
bro, are you kidding me?
No, with Will Shatner?
William Shatner.
Let me see. Dude, I've never seen this. Damn, and it ran for like 7 years.
It like forever, bro.
Dude, I've never seen this.
Yeah.
That
But it
is
was
hilarious.
It was like the original like cops.
Because I love Cops.
Right. I mean, Cops
Dang.
is right around in that. Cops wasn't too long after. That was a Fox thing. I remember that.
Yeah, no, Cops was, dude, Cops was the shit, because this was the day when this was like when we were really poor. Like we were like dirt poor with my mom. And like we used to watch
Oh, I'm sorry.
that.
It's not sorry. Let me just jump in here. Rescue 911, not
Rescue
emergency.
911. Okay, I still have not heard of it. So either
Bro.
way, rescue or emergency, still nothing.
I mean, if you Google it and see how young William Shatner is in just the first
Oh, I looked
Google
at
image
now.
that comes up.
I've never seen this. This is crazy.
Dude, it started in the 80s.
I'm gonna have to look this up because I have not ever watched this show. I'm gonna watch it though. But no, like we used to watch Cops, and then right after Cops, you had Love Connection. Come on. Like my mom and I used to watch that shit, which is crazy because like it was the Love Connection. But but that's what we watched. But yeah, like I've never seen Rescue 911 ever.
For real though.
Dude, I've not, like, seriously, like if you put a gun to my head and you're like recite an episode, I could not tell you at all.
I'm almost disappointed, man.
I know, I'm disappointed too because I've never seen this. They have 186 episodes.
Oh, dude, there was like a new one every week.
I've not seen. I mean, like obviously,
We
like
tuned in for that.
see, that's crazy because like we watched Unsolved Mysteries.
I mean, and maybe that's just what it was. Is you guys like because there was no DVR, folks, for you younger folks listening. There was no like DV what?
Yeah,
We didn't even have DVDs, bro.
No.
Like, so
you used to have to record.
Watch,
you have to record. You have to record over your Disney tapes.
Yeah, that, or you had to look in a little magazine that they would send to the house to see what was on TV and when.
Yes, on the TV guide.
TV guide.
Yeah,
it was a real thing. Not just some tabloid looking magazine. It was actually a real thing.
Dude, that's crazy. I forgot about the TV guide.
What about Saved by the Bell?
Oh,
you forgot that.
Saved by the Bell.
I'm sorry, I did a little Google foo real quick just to make sure we didn't leave anybody out.
No, Saved by the Bell was awesome, man. Except like Saved by the Bell college years, that shit sucked.
Oh, that was trash.
But Saved by the Bell like original, that was awesome.
Yeah.
OG. Saved by the Bell was the shit. I'm trying to think of like, did you guys ever watch Kojak?
Not a lot.
Okay, we watched that shit religiously.
I did with my grandfather, but if I remember correctly, there was something that he liked to watch more that was a conflicting time with Kojak.
Oh,
because remember that was a big problem too. Is like you know,
all the shows would run at the same time.
And I used to know this because I would go to have coffee and donuts with the old guys with my grandfather all the time, and like they would all like plan out what shows they were going to watch, so they would talk about them while they were having coffee the next day.
Like, I kind of miss that, dude.
Right.
I did that. I did that too, and I do kind of miss that.
Oh, Home Improvement.
Oh, dude,
that was a big one.
Yes.
That was really, I would have to say that might be my first introduction into comedy. Like
Home Improvement.
Tim Allen being stand up. Like I would think that that was the first real that or Seinfeld, man.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah, yeah, I would say probably
I was not a big Friends. I didn't watch Friends.
I wasn't either. Like even till today, like I can't really relate to Friends. Like I just it
I
wasn't
think I always felt like I don't like why every time I've ever watched it, younger now, I'm like, is this what it's like in San Francisco?
right. Like
Like I
I
can't
couldn't.
relate.
Yeah, I couldn't relate either. That was my problem. Was that like I couldn't connect with any of the characters. Chandler's fucking annoying to me.
Yeah.
So like I just can't connect
I
to
think he was
anybody.
like supposed to be the stoner
Oh, you think so?
early on. Like I think that's what it was about.
Oh, okay.
You know what I
That
mean? Like
see that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, speaking of stoners, you know what show is fucking awesome, and
what?
it was awesome then, and it's still awesome now. There actually, I have two. One of them is That 70s Show. That show is
Absolutely
fucking hilarious, dude. Still to this
hilarious.
day. Um, the second one is Animaniacs. So Animaniacs was awesome when we were
Ooh.
kids, and now if you watch it as adults, it is hilarious. The double entendres on there are ridiculous.
Big
Dude, the
words,
shit
ladies and gentlemen. Big words.
SAT word. The shit that they got away with saying in that show,
Oh,
like it's crazy. It's crazy.
I definitely want to go back and watch that.
You should,
Oh,
man.
hold on. What about Hasselhoff,
Oh, Baywatch.
Baywatch, and
Oh, Knight Rider.
Knight Rider?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
The Hoff was a
absolutely.
regular in my household.
Yeah, same here. Same here. That's
I
for
think my
sure.
mom liked it more. Like I think
Yeah,
she liked watching David Hasselhoff, no
yeah,
matter what.
yeah. No,
And then I can remember her like covering my eyes when Pamela Anderson's running in and running. It's like, don't look at that. Don't look at
You're like, that's the best part.
that. Right.
Gosh. No, that I forgot about Knight Rider, man. That was a great show. I'm trying to think of like other things that
That was
like.
probably one of my first cool like car shows.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Same here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hands down.
Like that's the first show. Like everybody wants to say like, oh, like Fast and the Furious, Need for Speed, all that stuff
Mm.
made us drive like idiots when we were a kid. Nah. I got my lessons from the Knight Rider before anybody else. Like that's where that seed got planted, folks.
I 100% agree. I 100% agree.
Between that and maybe Dukes of Hazzard.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say Dukes of Hazzard may have added a little bit to that too.
And I definitely watched that movie when it came out. It was
Oh, I did too.
hilarious.
I did
With
too.
Willie Nelson?
Yes,
Come on.
yes, I agree. I agree. No, man, like I agree with you that Knight Rider was definitely the first vehicle influence that I had. Like in a real car, right? Obviously, like you had Transformers and you had
Right.
like oh my god, what was that show back in the 70s? I think even 60s is a cartoon show with a guy that like raced. He like drove a white car. It was like anime, but it was like 60s, 70s anime.
I remember what you're talking about, but I
Um,
can't remember all the details.
I can't remember what the name of it is. It's gonna come to me like
I
later,
think
but
I'm getting a little too old.
um
I think we're digging deep on that one, bro.
we are digging deep and I can't think of what it's called. And then I'm gonna remember it later, but
I am too. I can
but
remember
no.
the helmet matched the car.
Yes, yes, yes.
The white with the red and the blue.
Yes, you got it. Dead on. But yeah, like that I used to watch religiously. That like I used to watch Thundercats a lot.
We did watch a lot of NASCAR too.
We it's funny, like I only watched NASCAR when I got to my teenage and early 20s. I didn't watch NASCAR before then. I didn't understand it.
I was usually, especially in the years that Baltimore was without team,
Mhm.
it was basically NASCAR.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, like I didn't watch
I
a
think
lot of
that was a big
NASCAR.
fallback for everybody locally too. Like when there was no more football, the Colts were
Like
just like,
like when you had no team at all. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So I think NASCAR became big in Maryland.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because like
didn't have a track either, but
right, you had to go to Dover.
right.
Yeah. No, it's like I said, I didn't get into NASCAR until my late teens, early 20s. And again, I didn't understand it at the very beginning. Like
Go fast, turn left.
I didn't realize that there was like
See, I think that's the part of like my dad's side of the family. Like I can remember early going to like steam engine shows. I can remember early going to like demo derbies and stuff like that.
see, we did that. We did demo derbies, we did monster trucks.
Because they had a big thing down in Timonium. They would always come to DC, like monster trucks. I felt like monster trucks were way more prevalent than they are today.
Oh, hell yeah, they are. Yeah, they were. You know
like,
what it
you
was,
used to
man?
be able to see monster trucks, like, I don't know, I felt like once a month.
Yeah. You know what it was? Like, okay, I think monster trucks died down when the Sunday guy went away. Like, you know,
Right.
the guy that like would read the ad really fast, and then he would get to the disclaimer and like read that ridiculously fast. When that guy went away, that's when monster trucks like weren't mainstream anymore. I think we need those guys
Well,
back.
we had a short period of time after that with Monster Jam.
Ah, yeah.
Very short.
Mm-hmm.
But
No, you're
then
right.
I would agree.
You're right. But yeah, like I remember monster trucks were a big thing growing up.
Right.
You're not exaggerating when you said that like it would happen like
Not like
almost
once a month. Like
yeah.
I feel like the Baltimore Arena was big on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like dude, I don't think that as a kid you could have said Gravedigger and not know who it was.
Right.
Like everybody knew Gravedigger.
Right. None of us had ever seen a monster truck in person, but we
right,
knew
but we knew Gravedigger.
And knew him personally.
Right, right, exactly.
And he was our favorite, and we were his.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I think I think the other thing too that like Maryland had that made us kind of look at some of these other sports was that like we had Travis Pastrana, right? Like, and I think Travis Pastrana,
early,
right?
Like
and I
way
think,
before everybody else.
Exactly. Like, and I think Travis Pastrana is the one that like kind of made some of these other sports mainstream to like the Marylanders, right? Because like obviously, like we knew that he did like the X Games type of shit, right? But like he was doing other shit outside of that. Like he was driving, he was like he was doing rally cars.
Car.
Yeah.
Dude,
I mean,
I think he
was
recently did a thing with Gymkhana.
I don't know who that is.
With Ken Block in the like racing rally car. He did it all through Annapolis.
Oh, really?
In a Subaru. Yeah. Like
downtown
Annapolis. Like look that shit up on YouTube. It's
I'm gonna look it up.
Badass.
I'm gonna look it up.
Dude, you can see where like where you go over the bridge and then you're down where all the little bars are downtown and whatnot. You can see him come over the bridge and into downtown at bars that I think me and you have stood next to each other at.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's wild. Like
that's badass.
I actually, dude, the Gymkhana thing I've followed all the way along because I think it's not only a cool thing to watch somebody do with a car, but I've watched a couple of them where I think the latest Gymkhana was with Travis Pastrana. And then the one before that, it had a lot to do with, it showed you a lot of the filming aspects, the stuff that they deal with. I think it was like an inside the Gymkhana thing or whatever that I watched. And like, that was really cool to see like how crazy of a driver that Ken Block is like, he'll go out there and do things with a car that like the amount of thought and ability that has to go together to be able to drive a 1,800 horsepower car sideways. It's probably more horsepower than that. I don't know, so don't quote me on that. But this giant all-wheel drive, twin turbo, methanol V8, like Mustang sideways.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right, dude. And I think that's what, again, I think I attribute that to Travis Pastrana for us, right? I think he took us out of the element of the standard sport.
Well, because like, it's a very Maryland thing to do to overly support anything from the state of Maryland.
Exactly. Yeah. No, you're
Bro,
absolutely
I
right.
know a lot of people with Natty Bow tattoos.
Right. No, you're absolutely right. And for those of you, Natty Boh is a local beer. But yeah,
National
like
Bohemian.
um, but yeah, like absolutely. And I think because like I watched the X Games.
Hmm.
Like I watched the X Games before the X Games were cool. Like I
Right.
remember
I remember that. I remember that
like
too because
low
there
budget.
was a couple other guys that were local to Maryland too. I think
Yeah.
Bucky Lassick,
Yes.
BMX, he was
Yes.
local. Um,
Yeah, I can't remember names, but
there's
like
a lot of guys that were local
there were a
involved in that.
ton. Yeah, and again, I think it's because of the fact that like like we just had that presence there where it took us out of the standard elements, right? But yeah, I remember watching X Games before X
Way
Games were,
early when it was
yeah,
like unorganized as fuck.
yeah, exactly. Like they didn't even have
They
names for
tried to
some of the
run it like the
moves.
Olympics, kind of,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it was
yeah,
weird. Like it didn't
yeah.
make any sense. I think they
Yeah,
still kind of take that format, but in a
yeah,
much more
but like now,
organized fashion.
yeah, now it's more organized and there's a lot more money behind it because you have like a lot of sponsors and all that, right? Like
Oh
back
yeah, I
then,
feel
like
like we were watching dudes with like RCA like cameras, like not
yeah,
even real television cameras.
exactly. Yeah. Like I forget what was the one black dude that they always did like the commentating from
Oh,
ESPN for it? He was like the coolest dude
the
ever.
coolest dude ever, and
Um
was like
God,
amazing.
like I think his name was Saul.
So I think so.
Saul something. It's fuck, it's gonna come to me. If you remember what his name is, let us know. But
I'm sorry, I can't wait for you
you're
to put
going
it
to
in
the
the comments.
Google.
I
Go
gotta
to the
go Google
Google.
too.
Go to the Google. But Saul, like that shit was awesome, dude. Like back in early days, X Games were the shit. And I'm not saying that today is not good, but back then, the raw and just people pushing the envelope of
Yeah.
what those times were, right? Because again, like bikes weren't made for that shit. Yeah.
It was definitely it was one of those things where the equipment wasn't ready for that
Right,
like it
right.
is today. I mean, I can remember my first BMX bike, man, and it was my uncle's hand me down. And it was the coolest thing ever. It was a mongoose, had blue tires on it. I would leave blue skid marks everywhere. It was badass. But like it didn't have the new like a gyro. Remember when that was a big thing on your
Yes.
handlebars, like so you could spin your handlebars all the way around? Like it
Yes.
didn't have any of that. It was chrome ollie frame, so the bike was heavy as hell. And if you went over a bump the wrong way, you could crack the whole thing in half.
Yes. I found him. It's Sal Masekela.
Sal Masekela.
Yeah, that dude was fucking awesome, man. But yeah, like he did all the X Games at the time. And like his commentating is a shit. You know what's crazy, dude? I just looked it up and like he's 50 years old. That's crazy.
Bro, we're old.
I know. It's so crazy.
Dude,
But
and
yeah,
like looking at people like Tony Hawk today, man,
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
that makes me feel old because, like, come to find out, we were still getting an adult version of Tony Hawk, but I just
Oh,
always looked at him like, because, like, I feel like I remember Rob Deerdeck too
yes.
early,
Yes.
and like, I felt like I always knew that Tony Hawk was a little bit older, but I didn't really realize that he was that much older. And
Mhm.
then now you look at him, you're like, bro, that's an old man.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you feel like
Absolutely.
you knew him when he was a teenager.
Right. Yeah. No, like and I think it's because of the fact that like again, right? Tony Hawk was made it into like mainstream video gaming, right? So like,
Right.
like all of that, like you
And
associated
then
with that time.
he brought along a lot of the dudes from there too.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, man, like it's funny because like I never considered the X Games as being a huge influence in my life, but
Right.
they were um,
Dude, I
like I
remember BMX biking, skateboarding, doing all
rollerblading.
rollerblading. Rollerblading was pretty big for me actually for a
Yeah,
while
same here, during that
because I
time
felt like I
period.
couldn't skateboard very well.
Right. Yep. Same
Like
here.
if you couldn't ollie, you
Right.
rollerblade, bro.
Right. No, dude, like I remember all of those. Like, I didn't realize how big the X Games were for me because dude, I used to love that shit. Like, I used to eat that shit up every year as it came on.
I also believe that like extreme sports in general, like we were talking drag races, stuff like that. We did a lot more stuff like that. Maybe it's just where we are today in the world, but I feel like that was just more prevalent when we were younger. Like I felt like we got to go to the Baltimore Arena for a lot of things like that
yeah,
over the
like
course of time, or different places like Oregon Ridge,
yeah.
or
I wonder if it was because like some of these things were still fairly new and the venues like were still new as well, right? So
I
like
mean, I definitely think it was a revenue thing too.
right, well, absolutely. But like, like you said, right? Like it was a lot prevalent to be able to go see a show of that caliber, right? Because
Right.
like again, like seeing some shit like from back in the day become what it is today, right? It's like it's shocking, right? And again, like if you look at X Games from what it was back then, where you could watch that shit in like you know the USA Arena, right? Which was like a piece of shit arena where people went there every other day just to go fart, right? Like it was like a piece of shit place. Um and then like people had X Games on there, right? Like but like it was like a local thing that you could just go to this thing, right?
Right.
Now the X Games are more like,
A
well,
national level,
right,
world
right.
level.
Yeah, like like the
Yeah.
venues are more expensive. Obviously, tickets are going to be more expensive. But yeah, man, I never considered how much of an influence that had on me, um, as the X Games were.
Right.
So, um,
I didn't really think about that either.
yeah, and it's funny that you brought it up with the whole Maryland thing not having some of these sports teams, right? Which
Right.
forced you to kind of seek other things.
Right.
Um, yeah, and like I said, I mean that was one of them that for sure I I was in love with was X
Yeah.
Games. And like
Because I can remember the other thing I can remember, which I was closer to, like I was on the northern half of Baltimore, where you were on the closer to DC side.
yeah,
But like the state fair, one of the things at the Maryland State Fair, which they hold in Timonium, they did short track races there on dirt bikes.
yeah.
So you had the guys like on these like lowered out, stretched out dirt bikes with carpet wrapped around one of their feet so they could slide, and they would just literally like drift dirt bikes. It was drifting before drifting was cool.
Yeah,
And like
yeah,
that
absolutely.
was really probably my first experience with an extreme sport or dirt bikes in general. And then that was cool. And then once my uncle was with me and he was like, "Oh, you think that's cool? Let's go to Monster Jam. Let's go to, they're doing this dirt bike race over here, and we're gonna go there." And like they did a lot of other venues too. I think with like motocross and stuff like that when we were younger too.
Absolutely.
Where
Absolutely.
like now they go to like very specific tracks where I feel like they did a lot of arena stuff. They might
Yeah.
do it now. I don't know, but I just don't see it. But
No,
that
you're
was a
you're
bigger thing too.
you're right. And like and you're speaking of like the fair, right? And you're absolutely right. Like the Maryland State Fair is like a very
Huge
unique thing. Yeah, it's a very unique thing.
horse
Um
racing too.
Horse racing, yep. Yeah, I mean, and again, you wouldn't think Maryland as a big horse racing thing, but Preakness
Oh,
is freaking huge.
Preakness is
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, like it's like, I mean, for Marylanders, like it's like
it's like a
you
holiday,
it is a holiday. Like you it's like almost 4th of July. Like
right?
you pack a cooler, you
Right,
bring your ass to Preakness and you just party.
dude. Is it just
Um
me, or were parades a much bigger thing too?
I think yeah, you're right. They
Like
were.
I can remember being up at like 7 a.m. to go put chairs out
Like on the
for a
daily. It's
for
on
a
a daily.
parade. Like
No, that's true.
7 a.m. and my grandfather was like, "Get the chairs out of the back of the car,"
That's true, dude. That's true.
and
Did
here
you
I come
ever
dragging some chairs
were,
out of the backyard, half
were
asleep.
were you ever into like the lumberjack sports?
Dude, I have seen them live. I have watched them a lot. Um, that is one of the coolest things ever. When you see the guys with like
Yes.
the the 700 horsepower chainsaw.
Yes.
It's just like
exactly right.
he starts the thing and the string comes completely out, and you're like, did he just
Yeah,
break
like
it?
did he just break that? Yeah. Right,
he's
right.
over there lifting up a Honda Civic motor over and over again.
Right,
Like,
right.
and I'm like,
Well,
dude, that guy's a beast.
well, and now you mentioned like lifting a Honda Civic, like the strongman competitions, like
Oh,
those
that
were
was
also,
big.
but that was it. Like those were also small back
Right.
then, right?
Oh, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
do you know what I'm saying?
Like individual, like very
yeah,
small. And we actually went to a couple of strongman competition things, I believe.
yeah. I've seen a couple.
I
Too,
went to
like,
one. I want to say it was at DC United Stadium.
I think that's the one I saw too. Yeah. No, but like those were awesome, man. Like, but yeah, I mean, like those again. I don't know if other people felt the same way, but like those sports were so highly televised in Maryland
Yeah.
that like you just like these obscure sports. Like I don't know what
it's because football left, bro. Blame it on the Colts.
it was. It really was. I mean,
Blame it
football
on the
left.
Colts.
The Orioles weren't that great. Like,
Terrible.
yeah. I mean, yeah.
Dude,
So
I bought a ticket from a scalper to an Orioles game for $7. And it was a good ticket. I was on like the third base line.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, don't get me wrong, it was in like the third inning already.
But that's so what?
Still.
Like, because like they're like the the seats over in the I think it's left field that has like that
Oh, the
open.
bleachers?
Yeah, the bleachers.
Yeah.
Those were $7.
Those were $7 off rip. Like,
yeah.
And go
That's
watch
what
the game.
that's why when you said like you got it for $7, I was like, okay, but everybody can get those for $7. But then you said that you're on the third baseline. I'm like, oh,
right.
Okay. Yeah. No, dude, like I really think that like Maryland did that for us.
You didn't need to buy tickets ahead of time.
Oh, never.
Not to the Orioles game.
Nope. You could always get them. Always.
Except during Cal Ripken's.
Yeah, that or when they played the Yankees. Because all the Yankees fans will come down and like buy the tickets because they're a lot cheaper. Well, then they're a lot cheaper than like buying them from in New York.
Yeah, true.
So but now, man, like this episode has taught me that Maryland taught me about obscure sports, and I like that shit.
Like polo?
Yeah. Like
polo
water
was
polo?
Big, bro. No, like horse polo.
Oh, horse polo. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No, in water polo too. Like I used to watch water polo too.
There was some weird sports that were on TV, man.
Oh, absolutely.
And like when funny story, I went to elementary school, middle school with Michael Phelps. And bro, after that kid, yeah.
No shit.
Grew up with a kid. He was at, I believe it was like my 8th birthday when it was at a roller skating rink, and I ate too much cake and I threw up at my birthday.
No shit.
He was there.
No shit.
Yeah. I probably got pictures of it downstairs in my basement.
That's crazy.
Grew up with the kid. He was in my homeroom class every time.
Damn.
I don't know why our names are not anywhere similar, but he was definitely in my homeroom class all the time.
That's so funny, dude. I didn't know that.
And then actually I swam with him a lot too. My mom and my uncle worked my uncle worked in the maintenance department and my mom worked in the catering department at the swim club where he grew up kind of swimming and doing a lot of things in Maryland too.
No shit. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, I actually spent a lot of time with the kid growing up. Haven't talked to him since we were like 10.
That's crazy. I didn't know that. Damn.
Yeah. But anyway, when he was going to the Olympics the first time, like we were watching swimming all the time.
Yeah. And again, see, I think you nailed it. I think that we were forced to like really
we support the people from Maryland.
Yeah, we supported the locals, right? Like, but the thing is that like Maryland is really weird because we support the locals, but we also show a lot of hate.
Dude, they shit all over Michael Phelps when he freaking did the weed stuff. But like,
exactly.
my thing is if you would have known the kid, like he was a stoner before he knew what weed was. I'm not saying he's dumb by any means, but he was just a laid back dude. Like I definitely I could see the track there.
Dude, but you know what? Like, if you can swim that fast and
Who
still
cares?
smoke weed, keep doing it. Keep
Bro,
doing it. You do
I
you.
mean, do whatever you want.
Exactly.
I don't care. Like,
no, like
you're a
fuck that.
beast.
Yeah, if you're still killing it to that level,
I mean,
like...
I can swim, but I feel like I'm a better swimmer because I grew up swimming with Michael Phelps. I've been in the same pool with him at the
You've
same
been in the
time.
same water.
Yeah, we've been in the same water, swimming in an Olympic pool, doing some relays.
Oh shit! It locked into your skin.
Well, no, but the funniest part is, you know what I remember doing with Michael Phelps more than swimming?
What?
We used to play fucking ping pong like it was nobody's business.
Like you're fucking Forrest Gump.
Oh my god, man! Like we were like, I'm telling you, at this place where it was, I won't mention it just in case. Whatever. I don't know. I don't want to get in any trouble. I don't want any nasty emails about it. But they had like these concrete built-in ping pong tables, and I remember like I went to summer camp there. He was there too, and he was actually a swim instructor there for a while too. And like, dude, we used to play ping pong all the time. Like, we held the paddle weird, and like we're doing these like,
did you hold it
full blown like
fingers, the two fingers?
Yeah, oh yeah, like the Chinese dude, like
yeah,
winging your arm around, whipping it off the edge of the table, like throwing spin on it and stuff. Like, dude, we were pretty nasty.
That's fucking awesome.
Nasty.
Dude, I didn't know you knew Michael Phelps like that.
Yeah.
Damn. Shit.
Cool dude.
Damn. All right. Well, I'm gonna make you swim when I go up there too. And if you can't swim,
I wasn't this shape.
And if you can't swim as fast as him, I'm drowning you in the pool.
I mean, you check on my life insurance policy real quick. I'm gonna be drowned in the pool, folks. Drowning in the pool.
Drowning in the pool. No, man. Like, dude, this was actually a pretty cool episode because it went from talking about.
I think we really should call it more of a nostalgia episode.
It was a nostalgia episode because we
thought we were just going to stick to cartoons. We really did. We talked about that ahead of time.
Yeah, we thought we were going to stick with like Miss Frizzle and the Magic School Bus, and all of a sudden we went into what does Maryland teach you about obscure sports.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. So
that's our recap of the 90s, folks.
Yeah. So if you guys have obscure sports that you're into, let us know, because we'll probably like it. And if you had cartoons back in the day that you watch, let us know. And if they're still available for us to watch, I'll watch them because I still love cartoons to this day.
I want to say, man, I think I'm going to go ahead and put it out there as a little bit of a homework experiment for us to go back and watch some of that stuff. I'm sure a lot of it's available on YouTube and whatnot. Let's go back and check out some of that stuff, and maybe we'll bring it back up in a future episode.
I love
go back over it, do a little bit of feedback there too from you guys at home, if you want to give us some stuff that we forgot to mention, because chances are, if you guys watched it, we probably did too. But
yeah,
I'm sure there's people that we're leaving out. I apologize.
Yeah, it was
a fantastic era. I loved it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Now that I'm old, I want to go back.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. No, but I think for this one, we're gonna walk away with the moral of support those around you, support local, support the little folks, play ping pong with a neighbor. You never know; they could turn into the Michael Phelps. You never know.
I mean, the other big thing is look at some different sports out there. I hear cornhole's on the way up. We got a little bit of a cornhole league going on.
Dude, I love cornhole. Cornhole's the shit.
It will never top horseshoes to me, but horseshoes is a very Maryland thing too.
Horseshoes.
I don't think it's only Maryland, but I
No.
think horseshoes is a really big deal at every outdoor event in Maryland.
I 100% agree there. I 100% agree there.
I
Okay,
feel
so
like I do honestly feel like cornhole is just portable horseshoes.
exactly. That's exactly what I was gonna say. It's like a safer version because like with horseshoes, you can easily break somebody's toe.
Oh my God. I have seen some nasty shit happen in a horseshoe
Yeah,
game.
me too.
Especially when you get a bunch of drunk old guys together and they're out there serious playing, and then somebody's coming back, like a bloody shin is happening. Because you'll get that one old dude that'll stand too close, like, you ain't even hitting the pit anyway. Bing, right off the shin.
No, absolutely, man. Absolutely. No, I am walking away with those three things. One, support local. Two, again, try to make a friend, right? You never know. They could become somebody. And then three, try something new. Watch them do sports.
Look around a little.
Yeah. Go to the Google.
Go to the Google foo.
And on that,
Peace.
out. Bye.